Well, I'm here with Matty D, the inimitable Matty D.
Woo!
And usually he's doing these interviews, but tonight he's being interviewed, and that's by me, Seth Casale.
That's right, and you're going to be watching this interview on No MSG TV. That's the YouTube channel for RadioRadioX, and we're here at J&P's Bar and Lounge at 169 Remsen Street in sunny and warm Coast, New York. Yeah, whatever you want. You can have it up here. Whatever.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, we don't need to worry about that. It's not like we're smoking crack on TV.
No, we aren't. In fact,
Don't do that.
kids don't smoke crack.
On TV. Or at all.
At all.
What's going on, Seth?
Things are great for me, but we're not here to talk about me, Matt. We're going to talk about you, and I have some questions for you.
Cool.
First of all, if you don't know this gentleman, you're probably not watching this. So
That's true.
this guy is a big hero of mine here. One of the first people I met in music when I got back into it, and I'm really glad to be here and help him out any way I can.
Yeah, right down the street. That was at Table 41 back in the day, right? Or
It was your karaoke first.
Oh, it was karaoke first?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
yeah.
was like, wow, this guy's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been doing this music thing now for quite a while, and you've gotten quite
Maybe 4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
if that's maybe about that. Coming out of COVID, really.
coming out of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, and things shut down and open mics were the only thing. Now, there was a time though that before you were doing music this heavily, or at all, right? There was a time you
Yeah.
were, rank and file, punch the clock guy.
Yep, that's true.
Do you recall a
A
time?
long time.
Well, I know that we've talked about those times, offline, but I'm wondering, was there a time that you remember there was a specific impetus or that you made a decision to go into music and follow and pursue that?
Well, I don't know. It was a slow evolution. I was singing songs in my garage over COVID, and I thought at that point, because I'd been doing a little bit of jamming and stuff, but I wasn't really singing. I was kind of just playing some hand drums, and I was playing a little guitar at some point. Started singing a little, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll just really try to start singing in earnest and see how it shakes out. And I was doing it in my garage by myself, and I was like, yeah, I think this could be all right. This could go over okay. So coming out of COVID, I started looking for some shows and found some stuff in and around town here, and then hatched these other ideas like opening or hosting open mics and karaoke nights and stuff, and and now we're here. And all those places where I started at are no longer in existence, but
you're still kicking.
oh yeah, and I didn't even have to really eat any crow for it. It wasn't because of me that these places failed, but
No, I mean, you could probably say it's because of you they lasted as long as they did.
yeah, you could say that.
They were probably
could say
but
that.
that's editorializing, isn't
Yes,
it? Okay.
it's okay.
Next question. Moving on. Were you called Matty D as a kid, or is that a development along with the music stuff?
Call me. Called Matty D. No, yeah, that was. There was. I can't really talk about the exact evolution of the name. I don't think that'd be like. But let's just say there's somebody that was calling me Matty D at one point, like 10 years ago and stuff, and it was howdy Kurt, yeah, it's when I started doing music, I was like, well, that's gotta be it, man, because it's my real name, and it's got kind of a ring to it. There's nobody else called Matty D. I got MattyDsings.com. I'm at Matty D Sings on my various medias, some of them, and
MattyDsings.com.
yeah, we're still it's just the link tree right now and stuff, but we'll get there. It's all an evolution. We're working on it. But no, that was not. If anybody called me anything when I was younger, it was Darrow, as in short for Darrow-Shay, my last name. So.
Right there. And that's the correct pronunciation, by the way, everyone. Darrow-Shay.
Darrow-Shay.
My next question. Now, Matty, we've talked about this before. You've done so much for so many musicians and non-musicians and the scene in general.
Well, I'd like to think I've done what I can without grinding myself into a complete oblivion.
Mm-hmm. And now that's a given, and that I've seen. Tell me a little bit about your philosophy regarding musicians in this community and the community as a whole, and how you have tried to help, or what's your philosophy regarding that?
Well, I guess part of it is no matter how entertaining or whatever I am, I don't want to be in here every single week because I can't learn to hold 2 new sets every single week anyway, and there's plenty of other people around here that deserve shine, and they've got different styles and different tastes in music, different types of music they play, and it's not like any of us is really any better or worse than each other in a lot of cases. It's just a lot of differences, and it keeps things fresh and you keep things rotating, and that's even why I hatched the idea to start doing some of this little interview series thing. It's just something different to create some content, and something that maybe people want to know a few things about me or you or any of the other people I've interviewed. Dylan Rivers, Will Padicone, Alex, Ron Toth, Josh Braden. Yeah, I guess this is up to number 6 now. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think it's really cool, and I'm happy to be part of it, so cheers to that.
Yeah, I'm always happy to. It's only water because it's really hot today, guys. And I've been trying to fix some stuff around here. Help out whatever I can do, fixing ACs and whatever. But yeah, I'm always down to share my stage if you're cool about it. If you're not like pushy about it and stuff. If you're getting all up in my stuff.
Come on, put me on.
Oh, that's, the people that are, and they just invade your personal space. I'm like, if you ask me politely or you text me and you're like, hey, I saw, like, if I came, did you mind me sitting in on a couple of songs? I'd be like, no, not at all. I'd love to have you up here, And that's whether it's somebody who's getting their start and they're like, a teenager or something, or whether it's a guy who's a retiree and he's like up in his 60s or something. I don't know, if you want to come and jam with me, just ask me nicely, and if we can make it happen, we'll make it happen. I try to share my stage whenever I can.
That's great. And it's true. You've been very magnanimous with a lot of help, a lot of people. So let me ask you this. Let's take off our reality hats, put on sort of an imaginary hat. If you could go back to talk to yourself at 18, what advice would you give yourself as 18-year-old Matthew Desrochers?
Oh, that one's wrought with all sorts of might have beens and what would and all that. But I don't know. I guess one of the main things would have been, because I didn't really have a really solid direction at that point, would have been to get to work instead of going to college, honestly, because I kind of drifted through a few years of college, or maybe I should have stayed home and gone to community college or something. I could have saved myself a lot of years of just kind of drifting around and stuff, and I guess that would be a big one, and I mean, obviously, if I could have told myself, look, you're actually a musician and a singer, so don't go trying to be a history teacher or an electrician or a painter or a supermarket produce section worker or dropping the chicken at Pelaroma. There's other things. I would have said, you're a singer, dumbass. That's what I would have said to myself. So go sing and get your balls out of your socks and go sing.
Get your balls out of your socks.
Quote, that's a Brian Cain quote, by the way. I can't claim credit for that one. Brian Cain said that to another fantastic local musician. Well, maybe we can make that happen one of these times. He'd be one heck of an interview, I'll tell you that.
I know he would. That's why I said that. That guy, I'm a big fan of that guy. I saw him do 3 hours straight of hard rocking music.
And he's some of the things you're talking about that I've done. He's done all that same stuff. Helped other people move along with their careers and share their stage with them and stuff. Last time his band was up at Rustic, my guitar player from Ginger Jesus, James, walked in. And yes, and Tony Pellegrino saw James coming in, and he was like, he handed him his guitar, and James was like, really, man? He was like, yes. He's like, just take it, man, rip a solo, get up here, rip a solo. And he said he did, and everybody went wild, and he was in, I'll tell you this, it meant a lot to James, so there's a couple other guys, Brian Kane and Tony Pellegrino, that they pay it forward and they pay it back. Those are good guys.
We need more of that in the musician.
We do. We need more of that, and less competition of don't like this band, don't like these guys, come to my show instead of theirs. I'll tell you about 2 or 3 shows and one the same night, and one of them's mine. And you know what? I'd love for you to come stop by my show at least for a little while, but it ain't all about me.
Right. And while we're on the subject of advice, which we were on at some point before, what advice would you give to a person, young or old, that wants to get into music, besides get your balls out of your socks? I think I'm pointing that correctly.
Yeah. Advice like that, what I would say is do it. It's a long ladder. It's a long staircase, and do it the right way. Don't try to skip steps, and you'll be rewarded for doing it the right way. And it's like I say, don't think that you're going to get some viral reel or something like that, and that's going to explode you into a multi-billionaire or something. The chances of that are infinitesimal. And I see a lot of people always thinking that they can they want the easy way. If you're going to be great in this game, there is no easy way. You got to pound the pavement, you got to play in your garage and stuff. You got to start coming out to open mics, be humble, network with other people, and
networking, yeah.
And then when you can get some of your own stuff going on, you start to get your own shows and everything. Remember how you got there, and remember to try to extend to others that same opportunity that was extended to you. Because
that's a great answer.
Yeah. Well, it's like I say, everybody will tell you there's these hacks and shortcuts, and they talk about adulting. All that's bullshit. We know that's all bullshit.
You give them the real.
Anything worth doing in life is going to be really hard. That's the way life is, guys.
Nothing worth having is easily obtained, right?
No, I would agree with that too. Perfect, yeah.
So, next question. I forgot what it was. Oh. Tell me something that most people don't know about Matty D.
Oh, let's see.
Pull back the curtain a little.
There's a few of them. The one I usually go to in this case, and I'll go to right now, is that I am an Eagle Scout.
An Eagle Scout, folks. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But
that's right.
It's a lot of work.
Boy Scouts of America, and I would not be an Eagle Scout if it weren't for my father. He pushed me and my 3 younger brothers all very hard through this. It's all 4 of us are Eagle Scouts, actually. And
wow.
Yeah, well, and none of us would be if it weren't for my father.
That's all the badges. That's all the things.
It's not all the badges, but it's a good chunk of them. It's a lot of stuff. It's tying some knots. It's doing some camping trips. It's penning fire hydrants. It's building bridges on nature trails. It's a lot of different things. It really is. It's selling popcorn door to door. There's a lot of funny angles to it, but I'm grateful for those. 2 things, institutions I would say have been, and for some good reasons in many cases because of these scandals, but Boy Scouts and the Catholic Church, and they were, in my younger life, those were a positive influence and force in my life. And becoming a man.
I mean, there's going to be good and bad in any.
There is, and sometimes I think it's important to not throw out the baby with the bathwater.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Not destroy long-standing cultural institutions because there were issues and they were pervaded in some sense by some messed up people.
Right. So, can you share with us a story, a funny or favorite story of yours from performing, strictly from performing?
Ooh, a funny or favorite story. I mean, I've avoided any major mishaps as of yet, which is kind of amazing. Like,
yeah, you didn't blow your bass amp head up.
I didn't blow. That's that's probably, what? Why not just, we'll go with that one then, because it's not me directly, but it's something else comes to mind. But one of the first show I think we really did as Ginger Jesus was the El Dorado in Troy. And shout out to those guys. I hope they're getting things back together over there. I know they had a fire in the kitchen and the place has been closed. And I don't know how it's going over there. I don't know how much work was going to be needed to try to get it back going and stuff. But E for El Dorado, there you go. But we were playing there with, gosh, I want to say it was Anna Cortez and one or two others. One of these $10 Till Friday, maybe, those guys. There's a couple bands on this thing, and it's one of these El Dorado shows. You know, there wasn't a ton of people there, but there's a few people, and they were having fun. And we were, I don't know if we were the last band, but we were up there, and we're rocking hard, and, you know, we gave it all we got, and, you know, Doc Cha and the Love Prophets there, you know, he came in at one point, and I was like, because they sell Jenny Cream Ale over there at El Dorado, at least they did, and I hope they will again when they're back open. But I was like, I told the crowd, I was like, buy up all the Jenny Cream Ales they got and bring them to the stage, because we're pounding them. And Doc came up with like 15 Jenny Creams and put them all over the place. And we did proceed to start pounding them while we're playing. And
is that an official endorsement by Ginger Jesus of
Jenny Cream Ale? Jenny Cream Ale is our official band beer. It is, and we've had a little bit of contact with the folks from Genesee Brewing out in Rochester. Howdy, and we hope to be able to set up a show out there at some point. So you know, keep your eye out for that. And but here's with all these Jennies being on stage and everything, right as we're finishing up our thing, basically everything's starting to just like smell. I don't know. It smells like something's burning. It smells like everything's in. And yeah, Austin is our very first show we ever did as a band, and our bass player blew his head out. So, you know, there it is. And that's how you know Austin fills the bottom. He's like a rock.
He absolutely does. He is phenomenal. And if you haven't seen the band, see him.
Ginger Jesus, that's right.
Ginger Jesus, that's right. My next question is about that, kind of. So you play with Ginger Jesus, and you play solo, like here tonight.
Yep.
Now, compare and contrast those in terms of like effort level and your take out of it, like your fulfillment from each.
It's kind of all over the place. I'll tell you this, the solo gigs, put it this way, with the band, every show is pretty much a great feeling show. I can't remember the last time we had a bad show. There was one, I don't want to talk about where we had the effects loop hooked up wrong, so I didn't have the delay and reverb I thought I had on my vocals, and by the end of the night I was a little blown out. You know, but well, this is a technical difficulty as well as lessons learned. I'll put it that way. But any band show I've had has been a great show. I love it. Some of the more exciting and better ones has been, you know, Cohoes Music Hall opening for Johnny Morse. Up in Saratoga, the Parting Glass opening for Pat Travers. See, our last gig at the Rustic was a real banging gig, and we're, you know, this Powers Park last year, that was amazing. All the band shows I have a blast out of. When it's solo in the bar, it can depend upon the vibes, because sometimes you gotta realize you're just there for music while people are eating dinner stuff, and they're not really gonna be clapping or into it. Sometimes you get people in the bar all rowdy and stuff. And,
right, yeah.
You know, and I always try to, in the bar, I play stuff that I'd never play with the band. Like I try to play something like Shabuzi or whatever, just to get people a little lit up or excited. Or I'll play some old school thing like King of the Road to try to get some of the older folks like, oh, this guy knows that old Roger Miller tune. Oh, you know. Yeah, whatever I can do, man. But the band show, I know we're going to entertain them. We're going to get up there and do it with the solo and the stuff in the bar. There's a lot more feeling around and figuring it out.
Right, so you're just full send with the band, in other words.
Yeah, and I mostly put the guitar down with the band, although, you know, we'll be up at Lawrence Street Tavern in Glens Falls this Saturday, 8 to midnight, and, you know, for a full 3-4 hour gig like that, I'll pick up the acoustic kind of half dozen songs or so, but mostly I prefer to just rock the straight mic stand, get up there and command it as a singer and frontman.
Just like Tommy Love says.
Yeah, something like what Tommy Love says. Yeah, Tommy's great. Tommy had an instrumental role in the formation of Ginger Jesus, and if you know, you know.
Yeah, I know. We're just 2 more questions. You're doing great.
Cool.
Hang in there, bud.
Thank you. Yeah, don't tell me what to do, Seth.
I'm not bossy. I'm just saying. So your band, Ginger Jesus, just won an award of some sort. Can you tell me something about that?
We won a 2024 Listen Up Award, which is given out by RadioRadioX, who incidentally, a month or two after we got that award, I started doing some work with those guys, and I am right now. This is, let's see, we haven't gotten the brand new one yet. This is June. We're still in June, but July's out and it's hitting the places. But yeah, it's we got an award for favorite rock band. And it's not best rock band. It's not most talented rock band or whatever, most historic or most well-paid rock band or anything. But it's just favorite. So we're glad that we got a lot of people around here voting for us, and you know, we got some. It's essentially just a popularity contest, and you know what? I'm fine with that. Take it for what it is. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the fact of where we've come over 2 years.
Not for nothing, but phenomenally talented group. Alex on the drums.
Yeah, Alex Cadell, James Duran on the guitar, Austin Nicholson on bass.
Phenomenal bass player, and you as a frontman. You know, you learned from some of the best.
Yeah, this is. I've had a couple bands in the last few years, and most of them didn't make it that long. And you know what? It's not all that uncommon. It's tough to keep a group of guys and girls together.
It's incredibly hard.
It's difficult, you know. But you know, fingers crossed, and knock on wood, we've been doing good work, and we have good times together, and you know.
And no plans to stop anytime soon, folks.
No, not at all. We got a busy summer schedule between Rockin' on the River, Powers Park, like I say, Lawrence Street, Glens Falls, Center Street, Schenectady, and we'll be setting up more stuff at Rustic Barn, Ophelia's, with some of our favorite places and people. We'll be setting it up.
Maybe one with Highland sometime.
Yeah, maybe one with Kai McClinton Band. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Last question, somewhat whimsical, then I'll ask you to give out any dates that you want to give out for any of your shows coming up. But I don't know if you're familiar with chess or if you play, but my last question is, what's your favorite chess piece and why?
Oh man, so I do play chess. Yeah, to be honest, in a way, you know, I always I like the rook, just because you know, I like. Well, yeah, and it's and controlling the lines. I like being able to. I usually try to set myself up to castle, you know, preferably queen side if I can, to get the most free movement out of the pieces that I can. And then if you got a couple of the pawns moved forward or out of the way, you can start moving the rooks up and really control the board. You know, and especially in conjunction with the queen.
That's good. A lot of people say horsies, but
that would be knights.
Yeah, that would be knights.
But knights are not my favorite. I'm not a.
I mean, you can't affect too much except for support. I mean, you can check.
I prefer a straight line is the fastest way between two spots, not an alley.
That's good. All right, so give us the dates of some shows, and then we're all set, bud.
Oh, they're all over the place, man. I'm playing like 2, 3, 4 times a week every week from here, basically through the whole summer, except for 5 days when I'm going to Maine. So
catch Matty D.
Check them out there. July 9th, Rockin' on the River, Ginger Jesus. August 23rd, Powers Park, Ginger Jesus. August 2nd, Center Street in Schenectady, Ginger Jesus. Yeah, we'll be out there.
I won't be missing that Powers Park. You guys lit that up last year. That was good.
Check them all out. Check any of them out that you can. Go out and support my friends too. You know, and it's Kai or Will Petticone, Deb Zepp, Dylan Rivers with the new Hallelujah hat trick. Shout out to all those guys.
All right, and thank you, Matty, for a great interview. And go see Matty. Come here to J&P's. Wednesdays, Mondays, Fridays, Thursdays.
Open mic every Monday here at J&P's. Solo gigs, acoustic every Wednesday, karaoke every Friday. And yeah, bringing you this interview session brought to you by RadioRadioX, my friends, and like I say, partners now in crime.
Experience Magazine.
Check it out. Check out their No MSG TV. If you're watching this, you're probably already subscribed. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matty D.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.